Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. So we start at the larger picture, the bigger picture, and then we are going to go down to the imminent price moves and what we can expect possibly already in the next few hours, because Solana is moving into a decision point, and typically when that happens, you're going to see a spike in volume, a spike in candles, right? You see a larger candle. We currently see very little volatility, very little movement. Solana has really moved around the $100 mark now for a while. But let's start at the bigger picture. So Solana obviously came down here in this larger channel in a wave 2, after it made its larger wave 1, an impulse to the upside. It's now, or it has come down to complete its correction. Is the correction complete or not? I can't tell you that. I could tell you throughout this whole downtrend that we are most likely coming down lower, lower, lower. I remain bearish all the time here. And now, and that is just what it is. Now that we have reached this target area highlighted in green, it is really, really unclear. And these periods are there in the crypto market. They are there in financial markets. Here we had clear signals, and I remained bearish when many people were still bullish. And now we are really at this potential turnaround point. It's just so important for everybody to understand, because when people say it can go up or go down, yeah, of course it can. And there are periods when the probabilities are really very similar. So throughout this whole downtrend, it was pretty much clear to me that we were coming down. And, over the last few months, you will know that I continuously repeated, we're going down in the target area, we're going down in the target area. Even when we moved up here in that wave B, when we moved up in the wave 2, I remained bearish. But now it is just, you have very, very similar probabilities on both sides. And unfortunately, these periods exist. The good thing is that these periods often come up when there are potential turnaround points. Primarily, and I said that in previous videos, I still think, especially due to the way the price is currently coming down here in this channel, because it is so impulsive, that primarily I do expect the price to go deeper into the target area once more. $75 would be a very, very important support, but ideally I would want to see it at the $55 level, the 78.6% Fibonacci retracement level. That would be an ideal retracement level for Solana. However, we need to understand that from where we are coming, the Solana price already retraced to where we are now, 61%. And when we were at the low, it was even around 70%. Now, if we really go down to that $55 level, we are going to retrace nearly 80%. Now, that is not a problem, because cryptos do that, altcoins do that, especially in a wave 2, which we are currently. Maybe complete, maybe not. I don't think it's complete yet. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we come down into the target area once more. So that is just what it is. And I told you throughout this, in the target area, in that green area, with the highest probability, the prices are going to turn around. And this is also where we have seen the first very strong reaction. And we've seen a bigger pump than we have seen throughout this whole downtrend. However, the way the price is currently coming down here, because it is so impulsive, would suggest that we are coming down once more. We have not built a clean impulse to the upside. You need 5 waves for that. We haven't seen that, in my opinion. We've only seen 3 waves in A, B, C, which would suggest, especially because we are coming so impulsively down now, that you are starting a new downtrend and might really touch that $55 level again. So that's the bigger picture. Of course, it can go up or go down, but that is because we are currently in a very difficult situation, and there is really no clear signal for the overall trend now. However, for any trader, of course, also short time signals might be useful. But the overall trend, my personal point of view, is that we're coming down once more lower. I would give it a 65% probability to come once more into the green target area and even make a lower low. So let's take a look at the more imminent movements, and we are going to start at the 4-hour, because this is what I showed you in the last video, this channel in which we're currently coming down here. Before it looked a bit like a descending wedge, but I think it's now looking much more like a channel, finding support at the 61.8% Fibonacci level at $100. That is also where the 50-day moving average here in orange is running. So you can really see that we are finding support here. We're making higher lows. We're making a potential reversal pattern, a W pattern here, yeah, and this could break out of the channel and then move up after a retest. That would be the ideal case. What you want for that is volume. We currently don't see much volume, however, and you can see that throughout the crypto market at the moment. Part of the reason might be because it's weekend, part of the reason might be because it's the bank holiday weekend, part of the reason might be because we are moving here into an apex to form a decision, because you see that making higher lows, you see that ascending trend line, you can see the descending trend line, and you're moving into an apex. Whenever you're moving into an apex, volatility decreases, and we see we see the volatility decrease, the volume decreases, and a potential decision point is going to form. So that means that's always an opportunity. Not saying you have to go in or whatever, you need to decide if you buy or not and if you trade, but for me that is a clear potential opportunity. The reason is that we have decline in volume very clearly following that descending trend line here. Whenever that happens, you can be quite certain that whenever that breaks, I think this is even more accurate, whenever you see a spike here, you're going to see an increased candle, a larger candle as well. And that could, for example, be a breakout candle, yeah? So certainly interesting, especially as you're really moving here against that trend line, and that's a potential breakout point of the channel, yeah? So what I want to see is that here, possibly, that should actually happen today, to be honest. Today, at the latest tomorrow, I would say, that we see here a candle when we break out of this channel. And, it needs to happen today, ideally, yeah. It should be a large candle, and then you want to do a retest, and then you want to move up. First resistance level would be that $105 level. That has been support before, it has been resistance before. It's not such an important one, but it is all those highs here. Resistance, resistance, resistance around the $105 mark. And then the next important level, that is the wave 4 high here, that is the $122 level. So certainly if we get a breakout, ideally you want to see the 105 level break first, and then the move to $122 would be likely. Yeah, there is never 100% in trading, but the move to $122 would be likely. So let's take a look at where we are in terms of the EMA ribbon. We currently have a short signal here on the EMA ribbon. A breakout above that channel would also mean that we probably go through the EMA ribbon here on the 4 hour, yeah, because this is just holding the price down at the moment, providing resistance. 8 hour currently here as well. We're currently way below the 8 hour EMA ribbon, and also below the 1 hour EMA ribbon. So it will start here. When we break that trend line, then you would move through the 1 hour EMA ribbon, and that would be the first bullish signal. Now at the moment, it's impossible to say if we're going to move up or if we're moving down. That is why it's important that the trader, especially on the shorter time frames, to observe the market all the time. What I would want to see is, first of all, the breakout, ideally a retest, and ideally a move above the $105 level, and even a retest of that one, because the current market environment, especially on a weekend like that with reduced volume, it is very unpredictable. So anybody who wants to take the trade, personally, I would wait for the retest of the $105 level and increased volume. But yeah, obviously I can't give you financial advice, of course, please understand that. But what I see here in the chart is an opportunity. Of course, the bearish version would be, and that would be quite bearish, if we lose the 50-day moving average, and then I think we are dropping to the support level of that channel, and we could drop fairly quickly to $88. That would be if I just extend the trend line here. If we drop down like that today, we would drop to that $88 level, 87, 88. That would be quite bearish if we lose the 50-day moving average, because at the same time you would be losing the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level. So that's the short-term view of Solana. Showed you the long-term and the short-term. It's a difficult environment at the moment, difficult weekend. Well, not difficult weekend, but difficult environment, and probabilities are fairly weighed out. Yeah. Generally for the next steps and for the overall direction. Of course, as I say, short-term price increases are always possible. If this next move up would, if it happens, if that would make a higher high, I would doubt it. Honestly, I would doubt it. But really, if we do, and even if we break above 122 to really get a confirmed move up, what we want to see is a 5-wave move. And you also ideally want to break the 158 US dollar level, and then we could be much more certain that we won't come down to lower lows again. So that is my view here on Solana. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership, and also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And for both, you can find the links in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.